chocolate isn't the answer, could you please repeat the question? Hello, this is Pat Coakley, and it's my monthly podcast called PODSNACKS, Art of the Diet, and it's all about the fun of maintaining a significant weight loss. Now, we all know it's not all fun, but I try to make it fun because I've been doing it for 10 years. And I have the attention span of a mayfly, so I can never do things quite the same way. So I hope you join me. All of the past episodes are available on www.artofthediet.com. Hello, campers. This is Pat Coakley. It's April 1st, 2020. Wowzer. Are we having fun yet? Oh my God. All right. Well, this is going to be a short one, and I'll tell you why. I think we just need to focus in on one or two things. And so that's what I'm trying to do, and so that's what this podcast is going to be about. And it's really about the most fundamental thing these days, for me, and maybe for you. What is on your grocery list? I've got one item that I'm going to recommend, and I try to remember it each time as I get out a new piece of paper. And that is the truth. You know, we need the truth on the news, which isn't so easy to find, but you can find it. But I have no control over that news. And I need it on my grocery list, which I do have control over. If I choose not the truth for my grocery list, well, all I know for sure is the answer to that one is hello, sweatpants. And you know what? I've been there, done that. I'm not doing it again. Even in a pandemic, the thought of sweatpants does not appeal to me. Okay? So if ever there's been a moment in my 75 years when I am choosing deliberately what I eat, this is it. I no longer go into a grocery store without gloves, mask, and a pocket filled with wipes. They probably shouldn't be in my pocket, but honestly, people, I cannot get this whole sequence together of how to be effectively sanitary during this period. At any rate, I am suited up for the apocalypse, and there is no desire to linger and stroll leisurely through the aisles. I want to get in and get out without contracting a deadly virus. So I have a grocery list, and really, almost for the first time in my life, I have a very detailed list. And as of this week, the list is being given to someone, probably for the foreseeable future, to shop for me. At 75 years old, the crowded grocery stores are really not my thing. And with gratitude, I have someone who's offered to do it for me. So that means I have to very clearly ask myself, what do I need? It used to be, what do I want? But my new goal is to want what I need. It sounds so easy. But you know what? The good news is here, this is helping me focus. I am no longer dithering about what do I or don't I want. when the thought of a box of Cheez-Its comes into my mind, I know if I bring that box into the house, it is a mistake. A clear as a bell mistake. Not, maybe not. It's a mistake to bring an entire box of Cheez-Its into my house. So, a snack size package may go on my list, if at all. Who knew? It is possible to stretch out a snack size portion over a week. I, honest to God, did not know that was possible. But I did it last week and felt triumphant. But for food management in general during these times, I'm just trying to tell myself my food truth as I know it. And you know, it gives me hope because I'm in control of that, if nothing else. So on this 1st of April, 2020, my arguing with the scale days long gone, I write my grocery list with truth and gratitude, and I'm hoping wherever you are listening to this that you can too. I want to tell you this funny story because, as you know, I meditate regularly, and I'm trying new ways of doing that. And this past week, a meditation was given by a very famous, I think he's a psychiatrist, actually. I'm not going to use his name, but I think he's a psychiatrist, about addiction. And he's also a meditation expert. And he was giving a remote interview, as everyone does these days. And it was from his office. And during the interview, he took a sip of coffee, which, no word of a lie, was from a cup almost the size of his head. It was the biggest mug I have ever seen. And I laughed out loud, only because it so symbolizes where we're all at. Even experts in addiction and meditation need their little excesses. And we do too, but the challenge of all of us dealing with weight issues during this time is, do we just say the hell with it and go for comfort in an age of terror? Or do we try to put our shoulder to the wheel and just do a daily accounting for ourselves and that which we have control over? And I'm trying to go that route. It's not always easy, but I, honest to God, find it somewhat comforting to just take charge of what I do have control over. And on my grocery list, I call it the shadow list, is some habits that I totally recommend because, as you know, I have years of living alone and enjoying that aloneness. But I also know the signs when I'm veering off the healthy living alone into the dark side of living alone. And one of those, I guess, would be the sign to me that I perhaps am living a life out of balance, is if I start wearing the same clothes every day. It sounds like a small thing. It really isn't. And so I suggest to you, as we proceed in the coming weeks and sounds like months, that every day you dress as if you're going out to your normal life. and particularly that you dress for being visible to others. Whether you are or not, whatever your situation, dress as if you are visible. And for me, that means pants without an elastic waistline. It means pants with a button enclosure and a zipper. I'm not saying don't put on your comfort clothes, but if you have them, put them on at night. Don't start your day with them, because it sends a trigger to me like, oh, what the hell? So number one, I would dress for visibility every day. Second, my other second habit, which has nothing to do with food, but everything to do with management of myself, is controlling what I have control of in the house. And every day I try to declutter some aspect of the house or some aspect of my life. I don't try to do the whole thing every day. I know some people really need to do that. I do not. But as long as I control something daily in my house, it seems to strengthen my ability to control other things. And since weight is an issue and will be an issue until I am 6 feet under, any ability I have to strengthen my impulse to control something rather than to just raise the white flag, I'm better off. So, honest to God, I have found so many things in my house that I thought lost by doing this simple decluttering every day. I found my favorite hat that I thought lost for a year, P.S. I found my favorite pair of scissors for sewing. I had lost those for 2 months and in fact went out and bought another pair, which I'm not proud of because these scissors were expensive. But there are some virtues to this, and I think we're all trying to make chicken salad out of you-know-what, and this is just one of the ways that I'm trying to do it. So my 2 suggestions to you, having nothing to do with your food choices: every day dress for visibility, and 2, control something in your household. And honestly, I think it helps with many other aspects of life. So I am going to do more episodes during this month. And so the usual podcast schedule of once a month is going to increase. I'm not yet sure what that's going to mean, whether it's going to mean weekly or intermittently. Those of you who are on my list will obviously get notified, but if you are listening and you're not on my list, I suggest you go to www.artofthediet.com and sign up for notifications for when I do another podcast. So you'll be notified for sure. So I just want to say to you that we are in this together. Though separate, we are in it together, and never have I really truly experienced that quite like I'm experiencing it now. I'd also like to share with you that on my other website, www.patcoakley.com, and that's PATCOAKLEY.com, I have a weekly newsletter where it's called Notes from My Bunker, because let's face it, even before this pandemic, I was sort of living in a bunker. And I try to give suggestions and things I've come across that are helpful to me, and I think they may also be helpful to you as well. All you have to do is go to patcoakley.com/newsletter, and there's a way to sign up. So there's that weekly newsletter that I'm doing, and I'm going to increase the podcast. I'm just not quite sure how often. So, with gratitude, honestly, I write out my grocery list on this April 1st, and I hope that wherever you are, you're able to write one with gratitude as well. To be honest, I was able to get an organic spaghetti squash in the store the other day and made this delicious recipe from Barefoot Contessa. And as I was eating it, I thought, I'm eating pretty well in this pandemic. Life is just flippin' crazy. Okay? So over and out. Talk to you soon.